Hello and welcome to Good Game Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Barjo.
And I'm Hex.
And I am Darren. Barjo, Hex, what's on the show? Please tell me.
I can help you with that, Darren. Bakugan is back with the latest game, Defenders of the Core.
One more time.
Sega's Blue Hedgehog is back with Sonic Colors on the Wii. As well as another round of questions at the Ask Good Game desk. Sonic Colors on the Wii sees Sonic and Tails investigating a giant amusement park in space. It's been built by Eggman, so the two assume he's up to no good, and they're right. Eggman is stealing aliens known as Wisps in order to use their energy for his own evil purposes. So it's up to Sonic to cause some chaos and jump on just about anything he sees, except spikes.
I quite enjoyed the Sonic Simulator level, which has obviously been built by Eggman to work out how to beat Sonic. I have started building something very similar myself. Although the two-player modes included are not split-screen, and trying to work together in a fast-paced game seems illogical.
I really like the music in that simulator level, Darren. Just really catchy tunes. In fact, possibly the best Sonic music since the original games. The writing, however, is terrible, along with the voice acting. In fact, you can change it to Japanese, and for some reason that was much more fun.
広いのに何もないとこだな。
そうだね。エクマンもいないし安心だね。
I think the devs really had a good listen to gamers' complaints about all the rubbish Sonic games and done their best to focus on the good. They've taken the fun parts of Sonic Unleashed, the Sonic levels, and mixed that up with a lot of old-school 2D platforming.
The game moves from 2D to 2.5D to 3D fairly seamlessly in some very big open and great looking levels. There's plenty to see if you feel like exploring, and there are just so many rings to collect, more than any other Sonic game, I think. But, you know, Hex, as I was running along, I could never quite get that X to slide right.
Yeah, the controls are a bit fiddly and take a while to get used to, I think, especially the drifting. But I think the real hook of this game is the Wisps. As you play through the levels, you'll find more and more Wisps of different colours, each with their own abilities that play into the platforming puzzles. Blue changes blue blocks to solid, and vice versa. Pink turns you into a rotating Spike Sonic who can walk on walls. Yellow will drill into the earth.
I think my favourite Hex was the rocket ship. Taking off is just so exciting, and then you get to skydive back down.
Yeah, I did find it weird that Sonic doesn't do a roll attack. I mean, I suppose you don't really need to, though, because of the lock-on and the ground stomp, which is awesome.
Hex, I had a pretty good time here zipping about all those multi-layered levels, and most of the colour abilities are fun to use, but most importantly, you get a good sense of speed with this Sonic, which is important, I think. I'm giving it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens. Still not as good as Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, though. That was the best Sonic of all time.
Barjo, that game came out in 1992. That's almost 20 years ago.
I know. Still haven't got it right.
Affirmative.
Okay, well, I really enjoyed the boss fights, so a few more of them would have been nice, but otherwise I had a great time with it too. I think I'm also going to give it 7.
Sonic belongs in the 2-dimension, really, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Affirmative.
I agree.
How long do you think it'll be before they realise that?
I don't know, Dan. Okay, Hex, knock knock.
Who's there?
Let us.
Let us see.
Let us in. It's the best joke in the world.
Well, we've got questions to answer. First up is this one from Joshua in Alice Springs, which is in the Northern Territory.
See, lettuce is like, let us in.
Yeah.
See, I was wondering because you didn't laugh. Hi, Good Game SP. I was wondering, is it worth getting the GameCube remakes on the Wii, like Pikmin? P.S. Yoshi rocks. Well, Joshua, totally. The Pikmin remakes are great and definitely worth playing. The new Wii controls don't really add that much, but a classic game is still just that, a classic.
Well, did you know, Barjo, that Pikmin was actually created by Shigeru Miyamoto, the legendary game designer who gave us Super Mario and Legend of Zelda, amongst others?
Oh, I did know that, Hex. Having a bit of a Darren moment there with all the information.
Facts are fun.
All right, next we've got... Oh, it crashed. I've got this from Luke in Melbourne, Victoria.
What have you done?
And Darren was playing with earlier. He was doing paintbrush pictures of us and putting moustaches on us.
I was wondering wondering, if this is a show for younger gamers, how did Street Fighter get reviewed? I loved Street Fighter when it was on the arcade. Please don't tell me it's now a kiddie game. It used to be as hardcore as Tekken and Mortal Kombat. Granted, Mortal Kombat got shockingly more violent over time. How did Street Fighter drop in intensity? Well, thanks for writing, Luke, and that's a very good question. Now, we absolutely don't think Street Fighter 4 is a kiddie game, but it is rated PG, which means that we can review it here on Spawn Point. But just because a game is rated okay for younger gamers, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a kiddie game. In fact, some of the most difficult games to master, like FIFA and Need for Speed or Gran Turismo, are all rated G.
And I wouldn't really say Streeties has dropped in intensity. If anything, it's more intense. Back in the day, the mere act of beating each other up virtually was considered shockingly violent, but now it's cartoony graphics and non-gory combat make it an acceptable choice for fans of fighting games of any age.
Alrighty, well that leads on nicely to this one from Poof in Melbourne, which I believe is in Victoria.
Yeah, it is. I've been there. No, I haven't. Hi Barjo and Hex, it's my first time sending a message to people's that is on TV, so I'm a little nervous, but I'll try, so here goes. Is there any good games like fighting games or anything else that is good? If not, well, I'll go nuts. Please. Thanks for writing in, Poof. As we just said, Super Street Fighter 4 is a great fighter, and really it's hard to find a much better one than that.
Well, I think some might argue with you there, Badge. The Marvel vs. Capcom games let you beat the snot out of your friends with lots of Capcom characters, including some from Streeties. Up against superheroes like Spider-Man and Wolverine, the vs. Capcom games are easily some of the best fighters around.
Yes, well I do love my Wolvie too, so they're all good. Anyway, time to move on to this from Sean in Gilgandra, New South Wales. Gilgandra's fun to say.
Computer's completely ruined now.
Yeah, I know, he's messed it up.
Hey Bargo and Hex, I wanted to ask who made your website because on the subject, the hosts, Bargo's name is spelt Bago. Thanks for answering. P.S. Tell Darren that if he's so smart, answer this. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? P.S.S. Terminate all noobs.
Well, Sean and other spawnlings, I've seen a lot of you spelling my name a lot of different ways. And if you look at the site, you'll see my name is actually spelt Barjo, B-A-J-O, not Bango or Bargo or Barjo or Bingo Bango Bongo Barjo.
Bargo. Anyway, why'd you call yourself Barjo? I mean, does it mean anything?
Hex, when I was a young lad, carefree and a world full of responsibilities and possibilities in front of me, I was taking a walk along a sandy plain and I saw...
Could you just give us a short version, maybe?
A star in the sky. Well, actually, I just misspelt it. I misspelled banjo and it said Barjo, and I kind of like that, so I stuck with it. Also, according to the internet, it's a Spanish word that means humble or subdued, both of which I think I am.
Really? Hang on, let me look that up. Oh, it's working again. It also says that it means menial, short, and despicable.
It's open to interpretation.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did it mean those things?
Yeah, but it doesn't count.
Short and despicable.
Oh, it's broken again. Anyway, as for your other question, let me just call Darren. Hang on a sec. Hello, can I talk to... I know it's you, Darren. Hi, how's it going? So which came first, the chicken or the egg? No, if you just the chicken or the egg, could you just answer? Just chicken or egg? No, I don't need to know the history of chickens and eggs.
Okay, well next up we've got this one from...
It's a chicken?
Karen in Bad Game Checkpoint in New South Wales. That sounds like a horrible place.
He hung up on me.
I don't ever want to go there.
He just said chicken and hung up, but I'm not sure if he was saying chicken or the egg or if he was calling me a chicken for some reason.
What do you think?
He's a confusing robot.
This is Darren we're talking about.
In an episode when you answered questions, one of the toys on the table is Crypto from the Destroy All Humans saga, but they are M. Why? I mean, don't you just do G and PG? Please answer. Well, Karen, we do review all those M and MA rated games on our other show, which is over on ABC2 on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. And if you look around the den of gaming here, you'll see actually there's a lot of toys from all sorts of mature games that we can't show you.
Yeah, and toys aren't really rated like games, so we can show them to you even if we can't show you the games that they're from. Although we do typically leave those toys off the desk for Ask Good Games since we want to keep it all family friendly. But I mean, come on. He's such a cute little alien. He just couldn't resist. Oh. It's actually a bit creepy.
A bit creepy. Okay, moving on. This is a quickie from Owen in Ledswood, South Australia.
Who's better, Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
All right, next we've got this one from Bindi is So Cool in Brisbane, Queensland. If a noob is someone who doesn't know one or many things about something or gaming, doesn't that mean that everyone is a noob? Thanks for showing this on TV, and if this is shown, I want to say that I'm better than my sister Kelty at all of the games in the world except for swimming. Thank you, Bindi, and Hex is the best gamer. Darren is such a bad singer and is a noob. Bindi is so cool. Thanks, Bindi, and hello, Kelty. And yeah, absolutely, as we've said before, being a noob is nothing to be ashamed about since, as you say, everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah, there's no way to become pro unless you work your way up from your initial noobdom. We're all noobs when a new game is released. The real test of skill is how long do you stay a noob for before you get good? And I think on that note, we're out of time for this week.
Indeed we are, Barjo. We'll be back next week to answer more questions, though, in the last Ask Good game of the year, so get those quizzes in. Here.
I really want a cheese sandwich.
Put it in your Xbox.
Yeah.
See what happens.
My Xbox is so hot that it actually fries the cheese sandwich if I just place it on top.
When the Vexos use evil crystals to stop the resistance from brawling so that they can destroy the center of the Earth, a boy transported from an alternate universe thanks to a VR accident is the only hope to stop the invaders. Due to his immunity to the effects of the Vexos crystal and his ability to see Abyss, the spirit of the planet...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Hex, but you appear to be speaking gibberish.
I think you'll find she's not, Darren, because that's the plot to the latest game, Bakugan Defenders of the Core. The latest game based on the popular collection-based board game and anime series. We reviewed the Xbox 360 version.
But that doesn't make any sense. As I understand it, brawling with Bakugan involves throwing small metal balls that transform into giant creatures. How do crystals stop people from throwing metal balls at each other?
Yeah, look, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and unless you're a rabid fan of the anime series, then there's not a lot here to get you hooked. The story missions are broken up into two distinct parts. Most missions begin with a stealth section in which you have to sneak around avoiding Vexos guards and robots, and end with a large-scale battle between giant monsters.
Hex, I've got a real issue with the camera in the stealth sections. There's no control over it, so you just have to contend with whatever position it puts you in and thinks that's best for you, but it's very hard to avoid guard patrols when you can't see them half the time.
Yeah, the camera is pretty awful, but at least there's a sense of progression there, unlike the brawling parts.
The more you use ability cards, the better chance you have to win. Don't hold back.
Each Bakugan controls the same, and with the exception of a few special ability cards that you can unlock, the first fights feel pretty much exactly like the last. The only real strategy is in choosing the right Bakugan to fight with. Each of the monsters has an element it's strong against, and another one it's vulnerable to.
Like the way that I am strong against noobs and weak against, nothing?
So the fact that you never go outside when it's raining means absolutely nothing.
Affirmative.
I have to say that this is a really nice looking game. The characters look good and the monsters are fantastic, and true to the anime series, the fairly frequent cutscenes look great as well.
Okay, buddy, it's your time to shine. Really?
To me, this is the perfect example of a misused license. The previous game was all about collection and strategy, and this one's about stealth and fighting, and it just doesn't work. I'm giving it 4 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty, but it's just so uninspired. I'm giving it 4 as well.
Soon all Bakugan will be ours, and Earth will belong to the Vexos.
Settle down, little noob, or I'll charge up my laser. Da da da.
Darren, what is that?
Quiet, Barjo. The baby is sleeping.
That's not a real baby, Darren.
Affirmative. I'm playing Babysitting Mama on the Wii. You must care for a small human child by carefully tilting and rocking the Wii remote, which is inside this...
Baby.
Affirmative.
What will they think of next?
Gameplay consists of a series of mini-games hosted by Mama from the Cooking Mama series. You must do things such as rock the baby to sleep, encourage it to burp by patting it, humour it with a rattle by shaking the nunchuck attachment, or stop it from crying by swinging it from side to side, amongst other loving tasks. You must be careful, however, never to shake the baby, as the game keeps reminding me.
No. Please, don't shake the baby.
Do you mind if I just take a closer look, Darren? It's just...
Game over.
Oh, it's crying. There's a little Wiimote in the back with a speaker and it's making crying noises.
Affirmative. The game does its best to simulate a cute, chubby child. However, you can safely remove the Wii remote and still play the game, as the motions are all rather simplistic. You need to use the nunchuck just as much as the baby itself, as tasks like changing nappies are done by wiggling the analog stick. But it holds very little challenge, and the game demonstrates everything on screen for you to mimic anyhow.
You know, Darren, this doesn't sound like much of a game.
You would be correct, Barjo. It's rather horrible. Plus, the incessant happy music and baby noises make me want to charge my laser. But I'm trying to better understand you flesh beings, so I find this Babysitting Mama beneficial for decoding robot-to-human relations.
Are you going to give it a score then?
I give this baby simulation 4 rubber chickens.
Just awful.
Suits you.
Don't shake the baby!
I dropped it.
Oh, you'll ruin my high score.
He's fine, I took the Wiimote out. The technology is safe.
Principle of the thing, Barjo.
Well, time's up for now, Spawnlings, and next week is our final show for the year. So we're going to review Xbox 360's Kinect and a few of its first games, including Kinect Adventures and Kinectimals.
Now come on, Darren, help me get this den of gaming looking all Christmassy.
Rightio, are we going to dress up? And shall I warm up some nice mince pies in the oven?
Ooh, you know what, Darren? I think you'd look really cool as a Christmas elf, one of Santa's elves.
Ooh, affirmative. And you'd look wonderful as a Christmas fairy or angel from the top of the tree heads.
What about me? What can I go as?
Grinch.
Grinch.
Definitely Grinch.
I want to be Santa.
You wouldn't need a fat suit.
What are you saying, Darren?
Darren out.
Hex out.